guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am doing a full face of first impressions. What that means is I'm going to be using products that are new to me. Some of them are actually newer releases and some of them are just older products that I've never used before. I'm just going to be trying them out to see if I like anything. So if you're curious to see what kind of look I come up with, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off by priming my skin using the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. That sprayer is a little bit intense, but it feels really nice. I do need something for moisture underneath my eyes, so I'm just gonna quick put on my Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. Sorry, it's not a brand new product, but I need something under my eyes. Next for moisturizer, I'm gonna use the CeraVe Ultra Light Moisturizing Lotion. It has SPF 30 in it. I actually cheated a little bit and I used it this morning before I went out to run some errands. And I did like this a lot. It does say it's got a matte finish and I wouldn't completely agree with that. It's got more of a matte finish than other sunscreens do, but I still liked it. It smells like sunscreen. That's the only description I can give for the scent. But I will say that my skin feels really hydrated after using this. Next for primer, I'm gonna go in with the Flower In Your Prime Pore Minimizing Primer. Oh, it's like green. Interesting. Just dotting that in my T-zone. This has a completely different feel than what I was expecting. Most pore minimizing primers have that kind of silicone-y or I don't know, and they kind of mattify your face. That's not really doing this. I don't know that this is pilling in my pores. We'll have a better idea once I have foundation and concealer on my face. I'm going to do some color correcting using the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is just a concealer that's green and it's going to counteract any redness or dark spots I have. So I'm just gonna kind of do this. I'm not really sure how this is gonna work. Oh, throwing things. And let's see. Ooh, that does not have very much coverage. Well, I guess over my pimple here it did. Blends in pretty nicely. It's just not, I guess on this side it had more. I wonder if from the first time using it, it was kind of watery. That's what I'm thinking. Because certain areas it covers really well and it seemed like that first squirt didn't cover that well. I have two different color correctors for under my eyes. Both are a peach tone. I don't know which one I want to use. I think I'm going to try the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I've used this one in orange before and I did not like it at all. But we'll see how this one does. You get it to come out. There we go. Oh, that was way too much. Okay. I think I put way too much on. Does a pretty good job of concealing. So far, so good. Yeah, that covered my dark circles pretty well, but we'll see how it goes once I put concealer on. Okay, I'm so excited for foundation. I'm gonna be using the Flower Light Illusion foundation. I have two different shades. I have shades Soft Sand M2 and Caramel M5. I don't know which one's gonna work well, but these both have SPF 18 and they're supposed to be more of a dewy kind of finish. So let me just put some on the back of my hand and see. I like that it has a pump. Ooh, I think that's gonna be too dark. Ooh, I don't know if either one of these are gonna work for me. Okay, I think I'm gonna try Soft Sand M2. This is maybe going to be too dark on me, but I'm gonna try it. If it is too dark, then I can fix it with concealer. So I'm just going to take some off the back of my hand and I'm just gonna dot it. Yeah, that's looking kind of orangey. I like the way it feels though. I have a brush here. I can't decide if I'm gonna use this or not. This gives me such anxiety using a brush because I'm not used to it, but I'm gonna go for it and try it. I'm just gonna start by pushing it into my skin. It actually works pretty well. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to push it into my skin with the brush and then go back in my beauty blender to smooth everything out. Yeah, this shade is like way too orange on me. Oh my gosh, look how orange that is. I don't know how I did such a bad job. I do feel like it's a different color in the bottle than it is once it's hitting my skin. It's just this spot here that it's not wanting to cover very well. I'm gonna go in with just my damp beauty blender and I'm just gonna make sure everything is really nice and diffused. You can definitely get more coverage once you go back in with a second layer. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the coverage I'm able to get. So this is probably the dewiest foundation I've ever used before, but I'm definitely gonna set it. I like the way that it feels on my skin. I feel like it makes it look really pretty and like dewy, obviously. Like looks really healthy. My skin almost looks like wet, but I'm gonna set it with powder eventually, so we'll see how it goes after that. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Flower Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. Again, I have 2 shades because I wasn't sure which shade was gonna work out well. I'm gonna use a lighter one because my face is so dark right now, so I'm gonna try, okay, wait. Yeah, that's too light, but I wanna make it even, so I think I'm gonna mix the 2 of these together. I love the way this feels. It feels really nice on the skin so far. Now I'm scared this is gonna be, okay, this is like, I think right in between these colors would be my color, and they didn't have that in the store, so that's why I bought both of them. This one actually is a little bit lighter than foundation, so I'm going to just put some in the areas that I'd like to highlight a little bit. And I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to start blending that in. Blends out really nicely. It's giving me pretty good coverage right now. Move my mirror right under the camera and I feel like I can see a little bit better that way. I'm not sure yet how I feel about this concealer. I do like that it's quite dewy. My hope was that it would help with like my under eye problems with it getting like kind of dry and crackly. Okay, I'm gonna use the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder to set underneath my eyes. It does say you can bake with this, so I'm gonna try using a dry sponge. This one's from Morphe, and I'm just gonna dunk it. Okay, here we go. It's definitely doing a good job of brightening, but I don't know, it's looking kind of dry and crackly underneath my eyes, so I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's do like a little comparison. So I'm using the Coty Airspun with my damp beauty blender just to see which one does better. That definitely was much faster. It looks like the Essence one is way brighter, but I do feel like I'm kind of dry under here. Okay, next I'm going to try out the Model's Own Sculpt and Glow. This is a cream to powder bronzer. I'm so nervous to use this because I am not a big cream products kind of girl. I'm gonna try it with my damp beauty blender. Oh, and this is the shade Deep Glow. I don't feel like that's very deep. I don't even feel like I can see anything. Can you guys see anything? I can like barely see it. I don't think this is working out too well. I guess I can see a little bit better, but I don't feel like it's enough. I don't think I'm really digging this product. Okay, I'm gonna dust off that bake better than I expected, but I do look very dry and crackly underneath my eyes. This side definitely is brighter. I can see that in the camera. I feel like my darkness is totally peeking through. I don't know if it's just the color corrector that I used, maybe it didn't do a good enough job, or if the concealer wasn't very good, but yeah, I'm not happy with the way that looks. For powder, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Light Medium. I hope this is not too dark for me right now, especially with the color. This looks really dark. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job. I'm just using my e.l.f. flat top brush. This powder is working pretty nicely. I feel like all of my dewiness is gone, which is kind of a bummer. I knew that maybe was going to happen because this is more of a mattifying powder, but we'll see once I spray my face at the end what it looks like. It feels really nice though. It's setting nicely and I don't feel like this powder is too cakey. I do really like the way my nose looks. It looks kind of like I don't, maybe on camera it looks a little bit more like I have foundation on, but like in the mirror and natural lighting, to me it looks like I don't have much product on my nose. Like, it looks like skin, I guess is what I'm trying to say. My forehead I feel like looks like skin too, which I'm happy about. I feel like I got some good coverage, but this foundation is making it not look like super, super heavy, which is nice. Ooh, look at that. I do have some luminosity still. That's nice. I don't feel like I'm very bronzed, so I'm just gonna use my own bronzer. That was so disappointing. I'm gonna use my Morphe R2 and just the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Sorry, I've used this one before, but I don't know what else to do. This is in the shade Medium Deep. So much better. Like, I need way more color than that one was giving me. And it could just be that that shade was too light for the foundation. Like, maybe if I had matched myself correctly, it would have been better, but I don't feel like my skin tone is like really that deep. So it's surprising to me that they only have like those two colors. Okay, one thing I'm noticing, I don't know if you can tell, but where I did put that cream bronzer, I feel like I'm having some weirdness when I'm trying to blend out my powder bronzer. I don't know if these two products just don't agree with each other, but I don't feel like it's blending as nicely as I'd like to on top of that cream. Yeah, I feel like it's looking a little bit patchy. I know it's for sure the cream bronzer that I'm having issues with, because when I put my powder bronzer on top of my nose, which was just the foundation and the powder, it really blended really nicely. I'm gonna try to brighten up a little bit more using the Essence Brighten Up powder. I'm just gonna use an e.l.f., I think this is a blush brush technically, but I use it for under my eyes. Yeah, that definitely helped. Okay, so that did a nice job brightening up under my eyes. So I don't know that I would use this product for baking. I do look very, very dry under my eyes, so I'm not really sure which of the products is doing that. So for blush, I'm gonna be using the Flower Beauty Flower Pots Powder Blush in the shade Peach Primrose. Ooh, that's so pretty. I like that color a lot. I've heard a lot of people talk about this blush, specifically like this color. That looks really nice. I do like this one a lot. I like that blush. I really like it a lot. For highlighting, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. I've heard a lot about this. I'm using the Morphe M510, and I'm just gonna swirl it around in here and let's see how this looks. Oh, that's so pretty. Can we see that? Oh, I love that. It's definitely a little bit more subtle. Sometimes when you wear a highlight, you can see it like sitting on your skin and it looks weird. It's not like glowing or anything. You can just see product kind of sitting there. And I don't feel like I'm getting that with this, which is good. I kind of want to see if it can do a little bit more though, of course. Did it get more intense? A little bit. It didn't do like a whole lot more for it, but I really like this highlight. It's so pretty. I like how it's not like super pink. I'm gonna be using the Model's Own Barely There number 2 palette. I think I wanna do like more bronzy look today. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go back in with that Flower Beauty concealer and I'm just going to prime my eyes using it. I'm gonna use a Morphe M441 and I'm gonna start in my crease just with a transition shade. I do like that this palette has a mirror. I think that's really nice and it's a great mirror for the price of the palette. I think I'm gonna use Slip first. It's the shade here. Ooh, nice. Wow, that has some really, really good pigment. That was really easy to blend. I'm gonna use the shade Low Key to just further blend out the crease, like a little bit lower than what I just put in my transition. I'm using the same brush. Okay, I'm gonna use this bronze shade, which is the shade Suede, and just start tapping on top of my eyelid. That is so gorgeous. I'm gonna go back in with my Morphe crease brush. I'm just gonna use that shade Low Key again to just blend everything together. Okay, I want to deepen it up a little bit, and so I'm going to use, what brush do I want to use? Let's use this Morphe M321 and the shade Timid, this dark brown shade. Penny is snoring so loud, I am sorry. Penny, pull it together, baby girl. I'm just gonna dunk that in there and just pack a little bit on the outer crease just to deepen it up a little bit. Okay, let's finish up underneath the eyes using, don't make fun of my brush. It's totally been chewed, but I'm still using it, it still works. So I'm gonna use that color Slip again. I hope that I'm like doing this right. Is this basic or is this basic? I think I'm doing this right. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with the shade Slip and I'm just gonna take this on a Morphe M431 and I'm just going to start just blending that in the bottom waterline area. Going back in with Low Key, I'm gonna blend right on top of that. These eyeshadows are definitely pretty powdery, but they blend really nicely. Let's do my brows, because I hate the way my brows look with all of this makeup on and then no brows. This is the NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder, which I think is such a weird name. And this is the shade Taupe Ash. They didn't have brunette, so hopefully this works. Should I try using the little brushes? I can use a spoolie, that's not a problem. Oh, I'm not gonna like this brush. Never mind. I really like using the brush from the Maybelline Brow Drama Pro palette. I don't know why, I just always use this brush if it was in here. I found it on my messy counter here. Okay, now we're back, we're doing it again. I don't feel like the product is as opaque as what I normally use, which is the Anastasia brow powder, but it's still working pretty well. One brow down, one to go. I think that's the best I'm gonna do on my brows. I didn't use like the gel stuff. Should I try? I don't really want it. Do I use this spoolie? Oh, I like the gel. Dang. The gel gives me really nice caterpillar brows. For me, I'm not a huge fan of the powder. It's just not opaque enough for what I like, but this gel is impressing me. Okay, as far as powders, we're done, so I'm gonna use that Mario Badescu setting spray again. Now that I have everything on, I can see that that primer actually did do a pretty good job about filling in my pores. I'm gonna use the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. This has lengthening fibers in it. I'm supposed to get a fill this week, and I'm not supposed to put mascara on top of my lashes, but I do feel like you can't really see my lashes with this eye look, so I am gonna put a little bit of mascara on the ends. Sorry, Angela, if you're watching, don't be mad at me. Got a little bit of clumpage. That looks pretty nice. I like the way that looks on my top lashes. What I can say about the bottom lashes is for sure I've got some clumping happening, which I am not a fan of. The other thing that I'm seeing is just in comparison to the MAC Giga Black Lash, which is my favorite mascara for using on my bottom lashes. The MAC mascara is way blacker than this. This is like not as black. I'm so like needy. I like a really, really, really black mascara, like super dark. So this isn't as black. I did have trouble on my bottom lashes, like not getting it on my skin. Once this mascara dries, I'm gonna have to go in with a Q-tip and get that off, but I don't hate it. Like I've used other mascaras that I like absolutely hated. This one isn't like a total winner for me though. I did get the Essence Make Me Brow Gel Mascara. I kind of want to try it and see if maybe it darkens up my brows a little bit, because I do feel like my brows kind of sad right now. Oh, that for sure darkened my brows. I really like this, wow. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. I like how that looks. Okay, last but not least, let's put something on my lips. What shade do I want to use? This is the Flower Beauty Miracle Matte Lip. It's a matte liquid lipstick. I feel like I should go with the darker shade, probably. Ooh, that feels nice. I don't know why, but I feel like this applicator is like tickling my lips. What do we think? It's not dried down yet, so it is still looking a little bit shiny. But so far, what I will say is it's really comfortable. Like that was very, very easy to apply. I like the applicator a lot. It's got a doe foot applicator and it feels kind of like cooling on the lips, which is strange for a matte liquid lipstick. So this color is not necessarily what I wear very often. I feel like it looks a little bit darker on camera than it does in my own mirror. Like it looks a lot more mauve-y than it does on camera. On camera it looks a little bit more red, but I think it's really comfortable. So that completes this look. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I like a lot of what I used today. So let me do a little bit of a roundup. So I really liked this facial spray. I'm not a huge fan, just flew everywhere. I'm not a huge fan of like the spray, like it's a little bit like intense compared to some other ones that I use, but I like the way that it feels. It set my makeup really nicely. I felt really hydrated before I put my makeup on, so I like that. Foundation. So far, so good. I really, really like the way that this looks on my skin. It was like really, really dewy at first, but I feel like once I set it, I was like way less dewy and I was a little bit nervous at first. But after everything has like set in place, I feel like it has a really nice finish. People that are a little bit more oily, I think as long as you use like a mattifying primer and a powder, I think you could probably get away with this. So this is a win for me. Only thing is, I wasn't expecting the shade that came out of the bottle, so I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to go back and get some lighter shades. The eyeshadow palette by Model's Own, I'm really, really impressed by this one. I do like how the colors blended out. I feel like this eye look looks really nice. The shimmer is like definitely very shimmery. All of these colors in the pans look like what's actually translated on my skin, so that's good. The LA Girl Pro Conceal, I'm not sure about these ones. I feel like the green one did a pretty good job of covering up my redness. Once I did go in with the foundation, I feel like some of it wore off and went away, so I'm not positive. I'm gonna have to keep playing with this one. I don't feel like this did a very good job of concealing my under eye, so I'm gonna probably have to pass on this one. The Flower Concealers, I like the way they felt on my skin. They blended out really nicely. I don't know if they're enough coverage for me yet. I'm gonna have to keep playing with them. Maybe use a different color corrector underneath them. The Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I liked this powder. I didn't feel like it was overly like too heavy. It did a really good job of setting my skin. I'll have to let you guys know if I like the way that this lasts, but so far I like this product. The NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder, I wasn't a fan of the actual powders. I felt like they were not opaque enough, but the gel in here is really nice. Like, it did a really good job of lifting my brows. One thing I will say is my brows are looking pretty shiny, which I'm not totally a fan of. I do like more of a matte brow, and I think the gel is what's doing that. So now on second thought, maybe I'm not a fan. I don't like the brush in here for like actually filling in your brows, but the spoolie is okay. It's kind of hard to ruin a spoolie. The Model's Own Sculpt and Glow. I don't know yet. It was a disappointing product today. I don't think that it worked out with this foundation, and again, I had a hard time blending my bronzer on top of it after I'd already set everything. So I'm not sure about this one yet. I'm gonna play with it again and I'll let you guys know if I like it. This Flower Blush, I loved. I think it's such a pretty color. It's a really good job of not like transmitting too much color on your skin right away. You do kind of have to build it a little bit, but I do like the way that this blended out. I love the color. I'm a fan. The Essence Brighten Up Powder. After baking, it did a really good job of brightening my under eye area. I wouldn't use it again for baking, but I think I will try this again, maybe over top the Coty Airspun once I've finished baking, just to brighten everything up. I will let you guys know if I like this one. I talked briefly about the CeraVe Ultralight Moisturizing Lotion. I did like this. I think I'm gonna keep using it. I mean, it's moisturizer. There's nothing like super special about it, but I do feel like it hydrated my skin and it wasn't too like oily feeling. This is probably one of my favorite products that I used today, the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. This is such a pretty highlight. I like how it doesn't emphasize texture. I'm a major fan of this one, and I might have to go back and buy some more colors. I also used the Flower In Your Prime Pore Minimizing Primer. This did a pretty good job of filling in my pores. I would say that it's very lightweight as well, which is nice. It did a really good job of smoothing out my skin as well. So I like this one. I think it's a really good alternative for some of the more high-end pore minimizing primers. So exciting stuff. I guess I should quickly review too the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This did a pretty good job of like putting the product on my skin. I wouldn't use this just alone. I did have to go back in with a beauty blender. So if you like using a brush to put your foundation on, I think this is a good option. I'm just, again, like not very comfortable with using brushes to put on my foundation. I also use the Essence Volume Stylist Mascara. This is not like a super standout product to me. I think the price is really good. These are very, very affordable. It's not gonna really replace any of my all-time favorite mascaras. One thing I will say though is this is supposed to have lengthening fibers in it, and I didn't see any of that. Like my bottom lashes I feel like are pretty short looking still. My Giga Black mascara from MAC I feel like does a better job of lengthening them. It's not horrible, it's just not something that I'm gonna be reaching for. And last but not least, we've got the Flower Miracle Matte Lip. This is completely dried down, I think now. It's been on my lips for maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. I don't think it's completely matte. This is more of a satin finish, and I do feel like it's very comfortable on my lips, which I enjoy. Let's see if it transfers though. Yep, a little bit. When I did that though, it definitely got more matte. So overall, I feel like we did pretty good. I actually liked a lot of these products. There was a couple products that I was iffy or just like not really a fan of, but for the most part, I think I did a pretty good job, and I'm really excited about the way that this look turned out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Please comment down below if you've used any of these products and let me know what you think about them. Also leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions of videos you'd like me to do in the future. that would be awesome. So until the next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!